There goes the sound if it is.
If it's sitting at, yeah, the sound won't. Let's turn it down to 1 or 2.
It isn't one.
Oh.
It's on one. Not sure. Well, no, they got a name for wind and rain and fire. Ooh, they call the wind Mariah, Mariah. Mariah, what? Get us another beer, love. Righto. Well, wasn't too bad today. Though, got warm when I was using the angle grinder. Had pools of water in my goggles. We're going down to get some stuff tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hello, Carolyn, to be free. How are you? I've been angle grinding, fixing up siding on the side of the house, but no one cares, no one ever thanks me. Well, the wife does, but no one else cares. Lots of little jobs to be done. Might actually get the missus to film a bit of the angle grinding tomorrow so you can see what I'm doing on that. Some people will be interested. Only the angle grinders of the world, though. No one else. But it's been pleasant the last couple of days. 29, 30, 32 I think today. Pretty comfortable. We had surgery on Thursday. A bit uncomfortable, but on the mend. I've been through that. Hello, Johnny P. No, that's the fan. Mainly because we're smoking out the back. We don't smoke in the house, but push the disgusting. Hello, hi. Yes, surgery's unpleasant. I had 2 surgeries within about 6 weeks. Mind you, it's a good way to lose weight. Probably a bit dramatic in doing so, but certainly lose weight. Is that rain, JP? It doesn't rain over here, mate. You've got to bring a bucket with you. I've been angle grinding. I've got some steps that I'm cutting the old rails off. I'll get the missus to film. I'll cut one side off today, ground down, but then I run out of discs, so we're going to go to Bunnings and get some more. It's an old set of metal industrial steps that I'm actually going to put timber on the steps. Yes. Well, mine was a gallbladder. But when I went in, I was dry reaching. And I thought, well, what's going on here? It's pretty crook. Went into hospital and they didn't know what was going on. They said, where does it hurt? I say, just find a spot that doesn't and tell me. And they said, right, so we can't pinpoint it. I said, no. And I had an infection from a very dodgy gallbladder. But it was such a big stone. One of the stones was a very big golf ball, about 3 inches long. Basically, when they did the final operation, they cut me open completely, and like a letterbox. and they didn't remove the gallbladder because it was just about disintegrated, and cut everything else away. And they saved one of the stones. And the nurse said, "The doctor's never seen one this big." I said, "Right, that doesn't sound good." He said, "No, all good. Got all the crap out." But because I'd already had an operation 6 weeks before, I was still pretty weak. And then I was like a lamb for about 2 months. Terrible. So I know what it's like. They did actually, but I think the missus threw it away. But it was, I'm not sure if there's a video on it. It was big, and it was only a part portion. But I said to the doctor after he pulled the staples out, and that's always fun, isn't it? When you've been cut open like a letterbox. I don't know how many staples, there was lots of staples. And I said, "How come I never got crook before?" And he said, "Well, can't really explain that." He said, "You just come down bad all at once and had the infection because of the gallbladder. And then they closed me up and gave me antibiotics and then went in again." But he said, "I don't know." He said, "Most people will have signs that something's going wrong, but you didn't." I said, "No." Well, that's what happens, I guess. I'll put it this way, JP, there was one that fitted in like a little sample J, you know, the ones with the yellow top, and there was one that they couldn't fit in because it was too big. But there was lots more apparently, like a brick wall. Adrian's wall inside me. But it certainly, it knocked me. I couldn't go to the toilet whilst I was in hospital. When I eventually went at home, about 11 days later, I could hear angels singing in the sky. I'm pretty sure the water parted at the bottom of the bowl. It was a monumental moment. So for all those that have had surgery, like the young lass here, she's just had surgery. It's a recovery process. There's no doubt in my mind it would have been years and years of eating habits, but all my sisters, I've got 3 sisters, they've all had gallbladders removed, so it wasn't unusual genetically. But the first time, about 5 days after the second op, I took there was a chest bandage that went all the way around me. I don't know how big it is, but it must be 16, 17 inches long. And staples, look like Frankenstein. Yeah, no. You'd be probably on a very minimal diet, or not even feeling like eating. I couldn't walk. I mean, first 2 days I got out of bed and they said, "Don't even bother." I said, "No, I'm going to give it a go." Stood up and fell back down again. About 4 days later, and I know they were laughing at me, I was sort of just tottering from side to side, little steps. So eventually I made it to the front gate. Then I realised I had to walk all the way back. And this nurse said, "I can get you a wheelchair." So there was no point in me walking if you're going to get me a wheelchair. Yeah, so it's boring as hell in hospital. I got run over as a car as a kid. It seemed like forever because I was 6 weeks in hospital. And just unbelievably boring. A day seems like a month. But that happens in life. I wrote a note to myself when I was about 7 years old. Don't run in front of cars. So unpleasant. Oh, cool. That's good. Getting the missus to fish is a bonus. Yeah, but you know what's happened now, Hi, because she's lost them. She wants to hunt the little buggers back down again. That's great that she's sharing your fishing passion. I think knowing when to apply the tension, and let's be honest, sometimes you pull too hard, which you probably did, let's be honest. She just ripped the hook straight out of the jaw. I was teaching my kids to fish, and I said, you don't need to pull the head off, all right? Just hook them. They said, oh yeah, but it might get away. I said, no, just pull the hook through the jaw. Especially if they were fishing at the time, kids for whiting, so you can't do it that savage. Hello, Buttercup. Fishing's great. It really is. It beats angle grinding that I was doing all day. Putting on weatherboard and trim. Yeah, fishing's much better. A bad day's fishing that your wife's just experienced, Hi, beats working any day. I don't understand the medication in the US. I mean, I know they gave me some really powerful painkillers whilst it was, and they gave me about 8 of these Ockies or something they're called. I didn't take them. I figured the pain lets you know you're alive. Then you can't push yourself. I was so tender around my chest that I figured if I take a lot of these painkillers, and I'll get up and overdo it. So some people don't have a very high threshold for pain though. I don't do too bad. Yeah, I think she just got excited, mate. She'll get it. She'll get the hang of it, and when she lands the first one, that'll be the end of it. You'll be staying home looking after everything, and she'll be fishing. Yeah, I mean, the best explanation you could ever give her is, okay, grab a cricket bat. Show me how you can bat. You know what I mean? Yeah, she'll be hopeless at the start. A couple of months later, she'll be on a middle couple. It's just like fishing. I'll get some fishing done in the cooler months. I'm pondering whether we've got some good friends back in the old town we used to live. We might, when the weather cools down, we might go bush and do a bit of gold prospecting. Yeah, strike it rich. Yeah, I think it's a case, Carolyn, of how much pain you can take. Again, I don't know. What were those oxycodons? Is that the things they gave me in hospital? I think they did, didn't they? Little white pills. I didn't like them.
It just came on.
Oh,
Just as I walked out.
The solar light has come on for night 2, so we know it's still working. Oh, actually one came on, then the other one just come on. Made it brighter. That solar light's out there, yeah. I don't, even when I get a headache, I rarely take any painkiller. I'll go and lie down in a dark room, turn the air conditioner on, have a bit of a nap, and that usually gets rid of the headache. There's a lot of art in actually just putting a fly in the right spot. When are you two taking your next trip? Well, when this is done. So we'll talk about going over to the US in May. But the missus wants to spend Halloween in the Witch City. in Connecticut. So probably go either late September. I'll be there for that in October. Yeah, I think that's the oxy is pretty powerful stuff. I didn't, because the doctors, you should take this. He said, but if you don't want it, don't bother. Don't come screaming to me in pain, he said. And I never. I flushed him down the belly. What part of the US? We're going quite a few places. Not going to the West Coast. West Coast is full of beaches, sunshine, blue skies and aqua water. And my whole country's like that. I've no need to go there. But there's some very good friends we've had for a long time, well over a decade. In Pennsylvania, we've got family. So we inhabit the United States already. You just don't know it. And then we're going to go to Canada. We've got some very good friends in Canada. Nah, I wouldn't do that, Buttercup. You do what you like. In North Carolina. Yeah, we don't know. I mean, like I say, it's an open book for us. We don't. When we get there, we're definitely going to go to Texas. We've got a very good friend we've known for over a decade there. And I think Danny lives there too, doesn't she? Danny?
Yep.
Gee, she lives there. Probably then fly to Pittsburgh. I've got friends in there. And then up to Canada. I think, Jono, that Buttercup wants to dye her hairs blonde just to be a wild child. Hydrogen peroxide is good for a lot of things. Definitely not drinking though. It'll kill most known bugs to humans, and most humans if you swallow it. Do you know, one of the ears, nose and throat doctors that we had with our youngest son, this is now going back 25 years, he said to me, and you do what you like, Buttercup, but he said to me, don't mess with your ears. The reason you've got earwax is that protects a lot of the canal in the ear. It also pushes out of your ear eventually. And he says, if you have to, even though I'm not going to recommend it, he said, get a cotton bud and just gently go in there and get the crap out. But don't push up to your eardrum. He said it's one of the most incredible parts of the human body that actually cleans itself. I was bleached my youngest daughter's hair today to make it more blonde. Light red. Oh geez, I bet your household's fun tonight. I'm gonna kill you! Put the knives away, dear. Why? You'll see when the daughter comes out with the red hair. Just tell her she looks so Irish. Nice salad with avocado and nice steak. Yum. With it and some mushrooms. Sounds the bomb. I made bangers and mash. Mind you, like I say, we're busy doing all these bits and pieces, so we've just been eating bits and pieces without getting into a good meal, so that'll come back eventually. Yeah, they do say though, Jono, I think Ingrid was telling me once that after you get a bad colour in your hair, you've actually got to leave it for a few weeks, don't you? Is that what they say?
Yep.
Got to leave it for a few weeks because the colour may react again. Of course there was onions with the bangers and mash. It's funny, it's like my daughter's got absolutely beautiful red natural hair. She never has it red, does she? It's always browny, a little bit of streaks in it. Yet she has the most gorgeous natural red hair. And he always says, what sort of hair colour should I have? I said, just have your normal hair. Yeah, so there's no embarrassment for school. That's the main thing. But I imagine the sisters aren't really on talking basis today. Accusations, threats. Don't close your eyes tonight, sister. Hey, little sister, do what you've done. Yes, red hair stands out, but if you ask Buttercup, in the high mountains, in the highlands, they're all bloody red. It's true. Some clans were more red than others. I did find that out from a Scotsman. And all Scotsmen don't have red hair. That's the first thing you need to know. But some clans certainly do have distinguishing red hair in general. And the Irish. But the Gaelics move between Ireland, Wales, Scotland. So there's lots of funny business going on in the Middle Ages. Now we've got a Scottish Prime Minister saying she wants to determine freedom for Scotland again. I just hope it's not a Buttercup. I hope it's not a Battle of Culloden again. The British. I'm getting grey hairs on my scalp. Oh dear. Well, I was 27 when I started going grey. I've got a photo of me somewhere I saw recently. I was about 13 with thick, curly, dark hair. I deny it, of course. Yeah, I mean, I like probably, and I'm not knocking Scotland, it's beautiful, but because the people are very similar to Australians, my favourite's Ireland, for sure. Thailand's cool, but Ireland would top the list. Well, if it served a purpose, Buttercup, to be independent, I would agree. It gives people a sense of national pride, and it may do something good, but it could be very precarious monetary loss if they did that. Ireland is beautiful, really is. Irish people are very well, if you're in Australia, high country, and you know, you're a New Zealander, and you just pull over on the side of the road and you're in the bush, everyone will stop and say, "You right there, mate?" You go, yeah, just going for a pee. But everyone will stop. The Irish are a bit like that. If you look a bit lost, they'll say, "You're looking for something." New Zealand's beautiful. We went to New Zealand about 2004.
Yeah.
And it is absolutely stunning. And they try as hard as they can to take the piss out of Australians, but we just pull up a sheep's rug and say, "You want to keep going?" But they do. We take the piss out of each other like you wouldn't believe. Like one of the taxi drivers taking us to a nice restaurant. He said that you've got to be careful, guys, because you're from Australia. We have fresh fruit and vegetables here, and our animals are, organic. So I don't know whether your stomach can handle that. Just a sly dig, if you know what I mean. We didn't do it because we're only there for about a week, but I'd love just to hop off the train and ferry systems and see a lot of New Zealand. We might still do that. Beautiful country. Yeah, the Scottish, the Irish, not so much the Welsh, though they can be funny. We've got a couple of mates that are Welsh here. But Irish, Scottish, Australians, New Zealanders, we don't mind the piss being taken out of us. It's like we often see the Americans and they're trying to attack us and we just smirk and go, all right, that's the best you can do? Seriously? And they don't like it. It's like they're supposed to offend us, but it takes a lot to offend us. Oh yeah, there's no doubt. Look, we've got New Zealand firefighters here now, helping us out. Yeah, you're both right. I've met some absolute wonderful Maoris in my time, seriously. Very family orientated, caring. Yeah, they get on the booze a bit and have a bit of a blue, but so do Aussies. No different. I think one of the worst movies, even though it was a great movie, to implicate that New Zealand was like that was Once We Were Warriors. Probably not the greatest tourist video you'll ever see for New Zealand, but we knew it was just a movie. Yeah, you should come down, Buttercup. We'll fold back the bed sheets and the wife will always put a little bit of chocolate on the corner.
Yep. Chocolate.
Yeah, that's right. We sing in a foreign language too with ours, Johnny. Like girth, girt by sea. It's obviously foreign. Why don't you just say surrounded by sea? No. Girt by sea. What? What's a girt? Sounds like a wombat or a derivative of one. There goes another girt. Look, furry little bugger. Ah, there's always chocolate in this house. I will guarantee you that, Buttercup. It's weird, girt by sea. Yeah. The uncut girt. But you know, the national anthem for Australia, Australians don't think it's our national anthem. You know, it starts off very regimental, like a British song. Australian sons, let us rejoice, for we are young and free. That's not the song that Aussies associate with a national song. Trust me, there'll be a couple. Peter Allen's song pretty much defines what Aussies like, travelling around the world. You know, I call Australia home, that one. But probably the most synonymous song for Australia would be, what do you think? Waltz sing Matilda, waltz sing Matilda, yo, come a waltz sing Matilda with me. And he sang as he watched and waited for his Billy Boyle. Yo, come a waltz sing Matilda with me. Now in that song, there's Irish, Scottish, Gaelic, and Australian influence. It's all about fighting the cops, believe it or not. That's what the song's mainly about. Sort of like, you know, we had a big battle here at one stage, again over taxes. Always seems to raise his ugly head. Oh yeah. I remember singing it in school. Rule Britannia, Britannia, rule the world. Yeah. And also standing in class on a cold morning in winter on the hard floors with the headmaster's heels, you could hear clumping coming up, everyone's dead silent, pen could drop and you would hear it, and having to sing songs, children to sing songs like, now children will sing this song. Onward Christian soldiers marching on to war. So they're teaching a war song to little kids. All right? Yeah. Things like that. Death, mayhem, destruction. They go to school, kids, and enjoy yourself for the rest of the day. You just sang a song where there's blood and guts and murder going on. Yeah, very English, let's be honest. Yeah, we don't like it. You get some, and you guys know what I'm talking about, both Hi and Jono would know this. You get some poms that come to Australia and they're cool. You kick back and relax. Then you get some poms come to Australia and everything's no good. Oh, it's too fucking hot. Food's shit. I've got sand in my sandals. Hotel's not clean. There's an unopened soap bar and an open soap bar in my hotel room. All they do is complain. But not all of them. Most of them, but not all of them. Some of the hardest places to live, Buttercup, as my family in Scotland would remind me, is on the border between England and Scotland. And we're talking, 1,000 years of history that we know in our family. My family's name is in the Doomsday Book, but not for the good reasons. They fought against the French and they were executed. Yeah. Boy, the bastard. That's what they call him. Yeah, it's like, then you try and lighten the situation, tell a bit of a joke, and then they go, I don't think that was funny. All right, we'll shove it up your arse, mate. What? You heard me? Shove it right up your clacker. Because you can push Aussies, and they'll tolerate so much. And New Zealanders, they go, yeah, right. You keep pushing them, you just made a big mistake. As the guy wakes up in hospital, he says, I thought these Australians were nice people. Well, we are, until you pull the string a bit tight. And I'll smack you in the nose for your own good. Actually, all around the world, Buttercup, where I've been, and the French are indeed aloof, let's be honest, we are better than all of you. But the most arrogant race I've ever come across is the Dutch. Uncompromising. But all around the world the same, there's good people. 99% of the people you'll meet around the world are good people. That's how it is. And 1% are arseholes. That's it. That's what the world's made up of. And most of those 1% are in politics. I tell you who makes annoying tourists, right? And I know Hi and I know Jono will back me up on this. Japanese tourists in Australia. There'll be a queue, like at a theme park or something. You got to go up and down. Might take 20 minutes to get there. Japanese just go under the bar and try and get into the front. And it's like, you don't think you're going to get a reaction from an Australian by doing that? They end up at the back and see ya. And you hear them say in English, so rude, so rude. We Pagubani fly here. And we must be first, tourist. Get to the back. Don't mention the war though, whatever you do. But they do, they just barge in. There's one did it to me. Where were we? You were with me, weren't you? That was in Queensland, one of the theme parks.
I haven't been to a Queensland theme park with
No, not Queensland. Where was it? We were both there. Oh, it was Bali, I think.
Yeah, it could have been Bali.
Bali. Big fat Japanese bloke with three skinny model girls, I don't know what you call them, all dressed up, lipstick. They'd never get wet in their bikini because they wander around posing. But he barged in front of me. I said, mate, you right there? He said, is good? Yep. I said, no. See the queue? Do you know why there's a queue? Yeah, we go on road. I said, yeah, but you're going to move out of my way and you're going to go right down the back, or I'm going to grab you and I'm going to drag you and I'll take you to the spot you should be at. He didn't say anything. He went to the back of the queue. course, the girls looked at me and they're dressed up dolly, lipstick and eyeshadow and long hair and ponytails of, commoner. No, sorry. It's just like I say, I don't get it. I mean, what I would do, if there's an old lady in a wheelchair, I'd be yelling back to the boys, let her through, mate. Come on, let her through. That's not a problem. Or on a bus, even though I'm getting on in age, if there's some old lady coming on board, come on, you have the seatbelt. No, I'm right, no, go on. Stick your bum down there, you'll be good. But not some bloke who decides that he is far more important than everyone else. That doesn't wear well with Aussies, I'm afraid. Have you watched my haggis eating vid? No, I like haggis. Oh, I did watch it. Yes, I did, sorry. Yeah, no, I think you said it was okay. Yeah, haggis is alright. I think a lot of people think haggis is the raw stomach contents of a sheep. That's what I think they think it is. Of course it's not.
It is.
No, it's the sheep's lining, but it's not the guts coming out of it. Got all goodies in there.
There's offal in there.
Yeah, it's a bit awful. I'd kill you. One thing I really get annoyed when I'm fishing in a nice river, birds, and, there's a couple of bites, nothing happening at the moment. And some bloke comes past at 40 mile an hour on a speedboat with skis, past a sign that says maximum speed 5 kilometres. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I know you can't ski at 5 kilometres an hour. Some people don't give a rat's ass. But they do it. Because there's so many little, and I don't call them my pet hates, but they're annoying. It's like you'll go to get into a parking van and some, I'm not saying this to be racist, some Asian lady who can't really drive, zooms in front of you on an angle of about 45 degrees, and then she spends, I think, oh, she can have it, can't be bothered. Then she spends 10 minutes going backwards and forwards, slowly scraping the bumper next to the car, and then eventually gets out where she's got her left-hand side of the car right up against the next driver's side door. Gets out, walks into the shop. I don't know what it is about Asians, but they should stick to rickshaws because they can't drive cars. I'm sorry. They just cannot drive. That's not racist. It's just a statement of fact. We've got, I think on one of our Scottish videos there's a haggis we were eating. Yeah, it's alright. I remember having it as a kid at my Auntie Nora's. Yeah, they just don't give a rat's ass. Some people are just like that. And of course, there's another, I suppose they're not hates, they're peeves, is that you get old ladies go down the shopping aisle in Coles, they put in their little packet of this, a little packet of that, but every time they stop, they lean, say, to the left-hand side of the shelf and they're looking at the HP sauce, for example. They push the trolley right over to the other side of the aisle. It's like they're doing Madame Butterfly. And then you'll come up behind them and I'll just sit there and I'll wait. And eventually they'll say, oh, sorry. Then you go down the next aisle and she's coming back the other way, doing exactly the same thing. Yeah, it's just conspiracy. It's like the Eureka Stockade for aged pensioners, setting up a blockade in every aisle they go down. I used to wanted to eat one of those. What are you talking about? I've missed something, obviously. I missed the text. Oh, durian. Yeah, no, I've tasted that. Pongs. Stinky. Flesh is supposed to be like custard. Why not just have custard? Just a thought. I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of my good wife as I traverse. What? Oh, okay. I don't have to go.
I'm playing my game.
All right. You could have sung for them or something? Just imagine all the crew in here. High Country, Buttercup, Jono, all dressed up in nuns' outfits, singing, "Oh, happy day." Yep. JP be the main singer, of course. Do you go to Thailand often, Buttercup? And where did you go? I go to Bangkok. It's like when people come to Australia, where should I go? So don't go to Sydney. Don't go to Melbourne. There's no point to stay in your city where you are now. It's the same people. You get that too, JP. You go to a car park, you're early, and you go and say into Bunnings, you get a few things, you come out. There's no other cars in the car park except two parked either side of me. There's 400 car spaces at our local Bunnings, but no, they want to park next to me. What's that? Or you get those inevitable people that go shopping and they'll pick up stuff and put it in their trolley. And then you'll come to the milk section and there's 4 T-bones there. Then you go down to the cheese section and there's some hairspray. It's like, what are you doing? I've never been to Bangkok, but I've no desire to. We like Phuket, that's beautiful. There's plenty of other places in Thailand, but I don't see much point flying to a big city like London was no different than Sydney as far as the people. You could have just say, oh, they've all transported everyone from Sydney, just put them in London. Yeah, we had one great river up north from here that for right up till about the year 2000, no one was allowed to use motor, just oars, and it was fantastic. And then they opened it up to skiing. Totally destroyed any chance of fishing. The funniest thing, I went out to a little local reef, just a little tinny, probably about 11 foot long, not a very big motor on it, and oars of course if the motor bug it up. But there's a big boat pulled up alongside me, and I'm pulling out 1 gearfish, 3 snapper, and a coral trout, all in about an hour. This boat must have cost $1 million. Little babes running around on the boat, big fat guy fishing. Nothing. Got back into the harbour, big boat pulled in behind me. He said, you did it right? I said, yeah. How'd you go? Nah, nothing. He said, I spent $60 on bait. Yeah, Phuket's cool. It's a great place. One of the places you'll definitely find JP in there is one of the Bali-like hut pubs. They've got little blocks of them. The one I went to, not too far from the centre. What's that place called? I can't remember. But there's about 100 little pubs all next to each other. Now that's a pub crawl. And you just got to turn around and someone say, do you want something to eat? Yeah. What do you want? I said, something chicken. They'll come back, give them the money. You don't even have to leave your seat at the bar. You want a t-shirt? They'll go and get it for you. Yeah, at the end of Bangor, across the road. The Big O, OP or something, is that what it's called, JP? I think so, anyway. But there's lots of them. And some of the people work in little side alleys. And we always wander around when we go to any place. And you go down these little alleys and they're tiny little shops, and it's like about 30 degrees, which is okay. O-top, that's what I'm thinking, yeah. And you go down and it's like 45 degrees because there's no fan. There's inevitably some young girl sitting there just sweating, can't even be bothered to say you want to buy something. But they're not pushy in Thailand.
You get the old one, but it's rare. You go to Bali, it's totally different. I don't know what it would cost to fly from the UK to Phuket, but I'm only staying in Australia. It's 5 hours for me. It's about, I don't know what JP's last price was, but you can get packages, like you get a really good hotel, flights, probably a couple of grand for 10 days. Plus a woman on my own, I had to be a bit cautious. So you didn't wear the miniskirt in Thailand then? I'm gathering, Buttercup. Didn't flash your ashes and have a nice set of Ray-Bans on. Singing the song with the big boom box on your shoulder. Girls just wanna have. Yeah, you go to Bali if you want to, mate, but you'll be longing for Phuket when you land there, trust me. Unless you go to a resort that's private, you know, village, you can get, my daughters do that all the time. They go there, spend a week, they have cooks, cleaners, people that'll run the shop and get whatever you want for you, all included in the price. Yeah, we've been to Bali. We've got a sister that lives in Indonesia, in Jakarta. I don't think she really wants to go to Bali much, does she?
Oh yeah, she likes Bali.
Just be for the shopping though, eh?
Yeah, it's just something different.
You know how they drive in Bali high? They actually get their cars and they just bump into each other and then they press the horn. Bang, bang. Burp, 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 burp. Traffic, for me, the funniest that we ever saw, and I mean funny because it was chaos, but organised, was in Ho Chi Minh City. My goodness. We just sat in the corner having a baguette and a coffee, watching people on bikes with, 6 metre long timbers on their shoulders. There was one intersection that had 5 roads coming into it. No signs, nothing. It was like they just melded in together and they knew where they were going. Oh, I remember the song, yeah. But I actually walked into the Sari Club, Johnny, 3 weeks before they blew the bloody thing up. We had our youngest son and daughter with us, and I said, I'm just going to go and check it out, because I might have a restaurant attached to the pub, but they didn't. The guy said, oh, we don't open until 5. I said, oh, no worries. I got back, and then I heard the news. It was devastating. We lost a lot of good Aussies. Probably the place that we might do like a few days would be Lombok, because you get a direct flight from Perth to Lombok. It's not far, 3 hours. Yeah, same with Bali though, but Lombok is totally different. They say it's like the old Bali where everything's relaxed and a bit of culture still exists. But like I say, if anywhere you go around the world, you've got to respect their culture. First thing I'm always tuned into is what is a yes and a no. Yeah, give it a go. You never know until you go, mate. That's what Vietnam's like, high country. There are no rules. What did one policeman tell us? There's 60 people a day that die in 40 people a day die in the city in Ho Chi Minh. That's just in the city, because they just run over each other. But JP will back me up. This is how you walk across the road in Thailand. You just walk across it. There's traffic coming. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. It's true. You just walk across the road, and if someone's going a bit quick, you just put your hand up, and they go, yeah, sorry. There's people walking backwards and forwards across major roads, and the cars just give way to them. So the only thing you've got to watch out for when you're in Thailand is tourists driving motorbikes. Vietnam, the beautiful people. In Vietnam, we all know some of the Vietnamese in Cabramatta are a little bit dodgy, but not in Vietnam. Very kind, considerate, very relaxed. We seriously went to Da Nang and we went to a pub, and this is what the name of the pub was called, and I'm not making it up. It was called the Fukin Inn, Fuken Inn, but they pronounced it, yeah, you know what I mean. Welcome to the fucking inn. Yeah, we had a meal there, a few beers. One of the girls drove 20 kilometres away to get a belt for my daughter, because my daughter said, oh, I'd love to get a belt. She said, I'll be back soon. Off she went. There it was. But the only thing you've got to worry about when you're in Vietnam, seriously, is having too much dong. D-O-N-G. Too much dong. What do I mean by that? Well, a mate of mine wanted to borrow a couple of grand, and I said, all right. So I went to an I said, do you want me to get it out the ATM? He said, yeah. So we went to the Ho Chi Minh post office. I'm not kidding you. When we stacked the money up, it was about a foot tall. 2 piles of it, about a foot tall. And I said, good luck with that one. Second that in your wallet. You get a lot of dong for your dollar, is all I can tell you. JP's obviously been to Vietnam because he's got a leftover dong. The one thing I've done has been around my country. I've lived in Darwin, Hobart, Sydney, didn't live in Melbourne, won't live in South Australia, there's a reason why there's a fence there. Western Australia is, I've been around it several times. We have a magnificent country, the diversity is staggering. From tropical rainforest to snow to my state, very arid and dry, with beautiful oceans. So yeah, I'd always like, I'm sure high country's done it, because New Zealand's not that big. We can fit about 40 New Zealands in my state alone, aye? No, probably not that many, but quite a lot. You see your own country. Yeah, you're just a stone's throw away, mate. If you blokes would stop paddling, you'd be closer. The first thing a tourist says when they get into Australia, something's not going to kill me, is it? Yeah, come to Perth, mate. You'll love it here. Don't come in summer though. Just don't come in summer, mate. Yeah, if you had untold wealth and wanted to do whatever you wanted to do, the things that we would all do, just travel. Yeah, it'd be too hot for you, mate. We've just had 2 cool days of 90 degrees. And I tell you now, we felt it cool. Every other day has been about 100 or 105. Yeah. You get used to it, just like you get used to the cold. But in the cold, you can take layers on and off. In the heat, not so much. Like it wasn't that hot today, but I was out angle grinding and I wear goggles. And after about half an hour, I'm doing a good job, getting things done. I start to see, what's going on here? It's like I had an aquarium in front of my eyes. My goggles are filled up with sweat. Yeah, we used to live in Richmond, sort of the same temperature as Penrith. Nasty. But if you live in Penrith or Richmond, it only takes you 25 minutes and you can be up in the mountains. I used to like driving through Springwood, going up the chicane all the way up the hill. That was fun. Always spin your wheels, even when you didn't mean to. But Sydney, for a tourist, I don't know if they'd enjoy it. I mean, you've got the Opera House, bridge, okay, do those two. Get on a ferry, yeah, it's a good idea. Walk around the middle of the city, don't bother. It's just full of people. Everywhere's burning, mate. Yeah, we got family in Bilpin and friends. Got apple orchards up there. Well, in the UK, when we were there were 3 days of 24, and we thought it was good. I still wore a jumper, and I'm not kidding you, I wore a jumper. 3 days of 24 degrees, we're both saying that's beautiful weather. National newspapers in England, heat wave. 3 days over 24 degrees. Nation suffers. I'm not kidding you, that was the headlines. Heat wave in May. And I'm thinking, nah, not really. All right, we have to go. So great to catch up with you guys and have a look at JP's haggis video, and certainly look at High Country's last Butte video, caught 4 trout on that. So until next time, we'll catch up with you. See ya.